Hello everyone, I'm Jay Joshi and welcome to the second episode of Learning Java. Today, we'll be understanding the basic concepts of Java. So let's start with Java character set. So what is a character set? Character set is a set of valid characters that a language can recognize. Characters are something like letters A, B, C, D, or numbers like 1, 2, 3, even symbols and arithmetic symbols like plus, minus, slash, etc. The character set used by Java is called the Unicode character set. The Unicode character set is represented in a table called the ASCII table. This is the picture of an ASCII table. In this table, we can see a list of numbers and a list of symbols. Just ignore all these words and all, that's a bit more complex, which I'll be explaining in a later session. For now, we only need to look at these numbers and these symbols. So as you can see, the symbols are space, exclamation mark, dollar, percentage, numbers, capital letter, small letter. So why is this important? In brief, basically when we need to enter a character in Java, let's say this letter A, then we'll refer to it with the number 65 because there are no characters as such in Java. So to refer to letter A, capital A, the number which we use is 65. I'll be explaining this in a later session, so don't be worried if you didn't understand it now. Now we'll be talking about comments. Comments are used for documenting purposes. Any line that's enclosed in a comment will be ignored by the compiler during the time of compilation. This is especially useful for the user as while writing the program, the programmer can make notes, so when he refers to the program later on, it's easier to read the program and check for mistakes. There are three types of comments with two slashes and two asterisks, two slashes and three asterisks. The comment with two slashes can be used in only one line. So if we need to have a comment for only one line, this is the ideal comment to use. So in this example, we are printing hello and then we put double slash and we write prints hello. So whatever is after the double slash is ignored by the compiler. Now we have slash, asterisk, asterisk and slash. In this example, we print hello and we have a comment for two lines. This type of comment can be used for multiple lines. The first one can be used only for one line, but the second one can be used for multiple lines. That's the advantage of the second type of comment. The third comment is slash, asterisk, asterisk, and asterisk and slash. This type of comment is the same as the previous one, except this is used for very big chunks of code. This is used for documenting purposes and for documenting parts of code that are very long. So the second and the third comments are pretty similar. It's just that the third one is used for bigger chunks of code. Up next, we have tokens. Tokens are the smallest individual unit in a program. There are five types of tokens: keywords, identifiers, literals, operators, and separators. We'll be going in depth in each of these tokens in later sessions, but I'll give you a brief of each of them now. Keywords. Keywords are reserved words like int, char, if. So any word that conveys a special meaning to the compiler is a keyword. These words cannot be used as normal names and they are special to the compiler. Identifiers. Identifiers are names given to different parts of the program like variables, classes, functions, arrays, etc. So let's say we have a variable A. That A is the identifier. And as I said before, keywords are int. So let's say we say int A. So int will be the keyword which is conveying a meaning to the compiler, and identifier will be A. So what are the rules for identifiers? Identifiers can have alphabets, digits, underscore, and dollar sign. It must not be a keyword, like you cannot have a number like int, a variable like int, or array saying string or something. So it shouldn't be a keyword. It should not begin with a digit and it should not have spaces. So these are a list of identifiers. Try and find out which of these are valid and which are invalid. So the first one is my file, which only has letters, and as we saw in the rules, it can have alphabets, So this is a valid identifier. The second one has an underscore and two letters. As you saw in the previous slide, it can have underscore and alphabets. So even underscore ds is valid. Now we have 29 LOS. We know that identifiers can have digits, but it should not start with a digit. And as you can see, this identifier is starting with a digit. Therefore, 29 LOS is not a valid identifier. My.file. My.file has letters, which is correct, but it cannot have dots. It can only have underscores and dollar signs. Thus, it's not a valid identifier. Now, dollar sign and a one. We can have numbers and it's not starting with a number, and we can have dollar signs. So, thus, this is a valid identifier. Now we have new 1, 2, 3. As we saw in this slide, identifier can have digits, alphabets, and this does, and it does not begin with a digit. Thus, it is a valid identifier. Data underscore storage, which has an underscore and letters, and as you know, valid identifiers can have letters and underscore. Thus, this is a valid identifier. Up next, we have literals. Literals are data items that has fixed data values. Literals is a huge topic in Java, and we need to go into in depth of each one of these types in a later session. But if you want to know the types for now, they are integer, floating, boolean, character, string, and null literals. Operators. Operators are tokens that perform specific operations on data. So data might include variables or numbers. So let's say we have A and B. We need to add these variables. So A plus B. So the operator over here is plus, and as we discussed in the previous slide, A and B are identifiers. So there are three types of operators: arithmetic, relation, and logical. We'll discuss each of these in a separate session. For now, just know the names. Last but not least, separators. Punctuators in Java are called separators. Examples of separators are parentheses, which is open and close brackets, curly braces, square brackets, semicolon, comma, and full stop. All these separators convey a special meaning to the compiler. That's it for today, everyone. Thanks everyone for watching. And if you have any queries, suggestion, or if you would like me to cover a specific topic, you can mail me. My email will be in the description down below. Once again, thanks everyone for watching.